It's your boy, Perfect Time Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash real fast. I hit the live button too fast. Man, I was still like I was doing the thumbnail. I had the thumbnail and everything. And it goes to the next step. It's like do the thumbnail and then you go to the next step. And then the next step, I thought I was gonna get another chance to hit the okay again, and it didn't. So we live. Go ahead and hit the like, share, and subscribe button, man. Let me go ahead and push it out. Because when I push it out, push it, stop. I went to karaoke the other day, and we had fun at karaoke. I went to karaoke on Friday night, man. We had fun, man, at karaoke Friday night, man. We did. We had fun at karaoke, man. Let me I never push this shit out. Let me push this shit out. I'm live. You know what I'm saying? We on the vertical live, back with another vertical live, man. Y'all see the thumbnail. You know we gonna chop up today. We chopping up Trump. We on this politics, man. I love this politics conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? I love when we get on the politics. It's a good conversation this morning. Because I like when we talk about politics, because people who don't know about politics, you find a reason to get interested and do your research, because these are very important topics that we talk about. Hey, there we go. There you go. That's your boy right there, man. That's your boy right there, man. Let me hit that like button real quick. Y'all don't be hitting the like button, man. Let me share the show, man. Y'all don't be hitting the like button on your peoples, man. Y'all don't be hitting the like button on your peoples, man. Hit the like button on your peoples, man. One time, man. Hit the like button on your peoples, man. Yeah, man. Vertical live going up real quick, man. Get your funky butts in here, man. It ain't that early. It's 11, man. Top of the mid-morning, man. We right on time, man. Top of the mid-morning. Y'all stop playing with yourself, man. Get your funky tails on in here, man. So we can have this conversation, man. It's a couple things I want to talk about. We're going to talk about Trump, because that's in the thumbnail. But when I was doing my research, I also came across Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is trending, and I don't know why. He really shouldn't be trending, but Michael B. Jordan is trending, even though he shouldn't be trending. But depends on how the live go. We might discuss the Jonathan Majors new thing. I'm probably going to do a long-form video about the Jonathan Majors update that came out today. OTB Dre TTV. Hello, what's up? Salute, brother. First time it look like I seen you. If you've been here before, man, thank you for coming in, tapping in. Go ahead and hit the like, share, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Michael Jordan is awesome. Yeah, I was talking about Michael B. Jordan. What's up, huh? What was that? What's up with you? How that? I'm blind, y'all. Shit. Hold on, I can't even read the name. Let's get the roasted in the chat. Let's get the roasted earlier, because Unc had already put the glasses on. I don't even know. I can't even read, you know what I'm saying? Caner's 99. What's up? Well, I'll tell you, I had to put the glasses on. I couldn't even read it. BDBG, Big Daddy Beer Gaming in the building, fire show. Hey, check out Big Daddy Beer Gaming, man. We got the Battle of the Beats, the debate table. Put your link in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Elijah Barry, TMT. We got my name is K-Don LOL. What's up? How you doing, brother? And then we got Head. So what I was saying earlier is Michael B. Jordan is trending because Jonathan Majors, there's a new update with Jonathan Majors. Now, y'all know this weekend, Emmett Till statue just got revealed in Mississippi. Last week, Jonathan Majors, they announced Jonathan Majors may have a reoccurring role back at Marvel. So what is the response from the internet and everybody? They put out an old interview from Jonathan Majors where they claim that Jonathan Majors admitted to some violence, but that I listened to it and it doesn't sound like Jonathan Majors did anything wrong. I just know that the internet, Mr. Fab was saying today that it's not angel time, it's demon time. Like, things are really getting negative right now, but it's not Trump's fault why the country goes through ups and downs. Lives have ebb and flow. Life is full of ebb and flow, ups and downs, right and wrongs. You know what I'm saying? So part of being a man, part of strength, part of what we teach our sons, what we teach our kids, even our daughters, is that things will not always be great. This is what life is really about. Like, you had an upturn, you go through a downturn. It's like that in finances. It's like that in love. It's like that in spirituality. Do you know sometimes you could be in your spirituality? Sometimes you can feel very close to God. Sometimes you can feel what we call, some people call it in sync. You know what I'm saying? Bye, 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 bye. That thing to you. That thing to do. It may sound crazy, but it ain't no lie, baby. Bye, bye, bye. Sometimes you can be in sync. You can be in sync with your partner. Like you can be in love with somebody. You can have, and it doesn't matter if it's male or female. You could be it could be platonic. It could be at work. At some time, hey, Big Daddy Beer Gamer just put his link in the chat. Everybody in the chat, hit the link, subscribe, tap in, Battle of the Beats. So I know the youngsters who was just here, DJ Hollis and the youngsters that was just here. So I know y'all like music. You might make beats, you might make raps. Though, and you might want a platform to highlight yourself. You might want a platform just to be around other creatives. Big Daddy Big Game, BG, he has a Battle of the Beats with an opportunity for you to highlight yourself. I've seen people from who calling me from Florida. Somebody just called me from Florida. What's up, Florida? Shout out to Florida. I got partners in Florida, so that might have been one of my partners, mate. But this is an opportunity to get your music heard, get around other creatives. You know what I find? Like me and BD, like we're both creatives, man. YouTubers, shout out Mark Woke. And it's a lot of creatives and content creators. We're all around the same place. And you could really help each other grow. Like I was just explaining about being in sync, right? And when you're in sync with your partner, this is a recipe for success. A lot of times you're in a relationship, or you can be in a relationship with your God, with your spirituality. You can apply this math. This is what we do here. This is the top of the mid-morning from an OG perspective. You can apply this math to anything in your life. You can be in sync and then out of sync, right? And the reason I bring this up, because all of us know the band, but all of us truly understand what it means to be in sync, right? A lot of us on the Instagram, I see it a lot of young people are out of sync. You know what I'm saying? They're posting up a lot of stuff. Oh, I don't feel sad. I'm depressed. And I wish I wasn't single. And they're out of sync. And what they want is to not just be not single. You know what I'm saying, BD? It's not just enough to be not single. Those of us OGs, he said, immediately call me OG. Those of us with a little bit of wisdom, we know, like my mother, I grew up with a single mother, man. And my mother was single for most of my life. She got married when I became an adult. But what I learned from my mother being single and dating different men is that one of the things she would say to her girlfriends, it's not good to not be, it's not enough to just not be single. My mother, I learned that from my mother, and my mother learned that the hard way. So a lot of times, when we're alone and we're in depression, and I really want to go here today. We're going to talk about Trump, but because I know Trump is what gets people to come in, and we got to talk about Trump, and that's my thumbnail. But this is important, man. Depression, man. So a lot of times we be depressed, man. We be sad in our singularity, right? You be depressed, you be sad, you be alone. And what do you do when you be depressed, you be sad, you be alone? Damn, the algorithm don't like them words. The algorithm does not like them words. Perfect. We not doing depression today, man. We doing Trump, man. But look, I'm gonna get this out. We still in the beginning, man. I'm gonna get this out, man. Check this out, man. A lot of times when you're single, it's a time for reflection, right? I think a lot of times this is a lot about being in sync with your spirituality, with your God, because we go through stages in life. You may not know why you're at a certain stage. Like right now, I just heard that inflation is going up. No one paid attention. We prioritized the wrong shit the last 4 years. This is going to be it's going to be a hard time coming up. 2025, 2026 is going to be difficult. It really is going to be difficult for a lot of people. I'm just going to say it. It's going to be an opportunity for some people to make money, because some people make money when there's blood in the streets. For the past 4 years, bro, we have prioritized the wrong thing. I have been looking at it as a father, a potential grandfather. I've been looking at it for the past 4 years. I've been looking at the inflation. I've been looking at I'm like, the country, I'm old enough and wise enough to know that we're going to have a snapback. The country can't sustain this. We can't sustain these high prices. We can't sustain the inflation. We can't sustain the interest. It's going to be a snapback. Yes, there's going to be a recession, but it's not going to be a recession because Trump is president. There's going to be a recession because the way we did not focus in the last 4 years, all the money that we spent, the money that we gave away money to migrants. We gave away money to the Ukraine. We gave away money to single mothers. We gave away money to criminals. We gave away money for 4 years. We prioritized social issues. We didn't prioritize our taxes. We didn't prioritize our debt. We didn't prioritize inflation. We didn't prioritize interest. We prioritized fucking tampons in the bathroom. And the presidential election almost was determined by tampons in the bathroom. That's what happened. We prioritized tampons in the bathroom. We didn't prioritize our taxes. We didn't prioritize our fund. We didn't prioritize our defense. Donald Trump had to come in and do all this in 43 days because our priorities were off. We were out of sync. I see it. I think it's like we're not dealing with the mental health of America. How is this happening? How are we so out of sync? Well, what's a priority and what's important for American citizens? How is it that American citizens want things to be better for American citizens, but yet and still things that can benefit you go to non-citizens? You're not getting the aid that the Ukraine is getting. You're not getting the protection. You don't have as many police officers and y'all don't even understand the money. Y'all say, oh, we sending Ukraine money, but we send Ukraine weapons. And we send Ukraine American soldiers, American men who are needed in our inner cities. I said it's demon time. American men who are needed to protect and defend our American cities are overseas. Has anybody ever thought about this conversation? Shout out to the political minded people. It's not just like reparations is not just about money. If you find out what my idea with reparations is, you would be upset because it's way more than money. What we give to Ukraine, when we give a country reparations, the money is, they play with the money. They buying clothes. That's not important. What you should understand from Zelensky is that the money is not important. He wants certain type of armory, certain type of missiles, certain type of body armor for soldiers. He wants markets open. He wants the ability to create and control markets and the natural resources. It's not about the money, bro. It's not about the money. Like, we have spent so much money, time and effort in the past 4 years not focusing on America. When Trump comes in, and now he's saying we have to refocus on America. I'm sorry to tell you, but part of that is we're going to have to spend money on Americans. That's going to cost us money. That's going to cost us money. Trip off of this. We're going to have to spend money on America. That means your money, in the past 4 years, your tax dollars went out of America. And you didn't see the benefit of that. You're going to have to pay for it in these next coming years. Everything we gave to Ukraine, you're going to have to pay for it. Did you think that money came out of nowhere? No, it's coming out of your ass. Everything we gave to Mexico, everything we gave away in the last 4 years, that bill is coming to pay. Yeah, I curse. You know what's fucked up about YouTube? I curse, but everybody curse and smoke on YouTube. But I got a message from a creator. I've been looking on YouTube so I can get in contact with my creative person. But my channel is treated unfairly. This is part of America that we live in. The way my channel was treated, I know a lot of people watching me say, Perfect, you good, man. Your thumbnails, everything. Why you don't have more people watching? This is a result of the last 4 years and what we prioritize. So American men who are about work and functionality and making money and hustle and giving a good product, they didn't get rewarded. Purposely, they didn't get rewarded in the past 4 years because they didn't want you to be rewarded because they wanted you to go under a freeway. Now in 2025, I already know what I got to do. Because I was around before for a time. I got to fight. I got to fight through 2025. I got to fight through 2026 because the individuals who lost in 2024, they don't want to take that loss. I'm not giving up. I don't give a god darn about no liberals, no Democrats from 2024. They're going to try to stop all of us because they are not happy with the new direction of the country. So for the next year, it's going to be hard fought for people who believe in family, for people who believe in love, for people who bring in America, for people who bring in being an American citizen, for people who bring in God, for people who know that America is a country full of people who pray and go to work and love each other. America is a country of people from different races all around the world. Think of how beautiful America is. We never give ourselves props. You know what never happened in the last 4 years? In the last 4 years, under liberals and Democrats, everybody was a bad guy. You're a bad American. You're a bad American. But you know what? I didn't hear until Trump how great it is to be an American. How great it is to be in the military when you have Mexicans, Asians, Russians, Jewish, blacks, every nationality, every gender. We have male, female, trans. It is the most powerful military. We are the best country in the world. No one ever says how great we are that everybody from around the world come here and get along. For the last 4 years, they wanted you to fight. For the past 4 years, they wanted you to fight. Oh, you don't like trans, or you don't like gay, or this, you ain't this type of. Under the Democrats, we were not unified. We were not unified. We were not proud. Do y'all know all Trump is doing is saying, make America great, is saying you should love the place where you live? You know, growing up in Northern California, I'm around a lot of Latinos. You know how proud Latinos are of being from Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil? They wear it on their flags, on their chests. They're extremely proud, altruistic. But for the past 4 years, there has been an effort to eat at American pride. So when you see this is the thing that got me. When you see the Gulf of Mexico being changed to the Gulf of America, where is the pride? We're not Mexican. I love my Mexican brothers and sisters because this is America. This is a melting pot. But we were supposed to be proud. We were supposed to be excited that it's the Gulf of America because we protect it. There are no aircraft carriers in Mexico. Hello? Is this fucking thing on? I'm tired of being marginalized in this shit. There are no aircraft carriers in Mexico. Why can't we be proud to call it the Gulf of America when we have the aircraft, meaning you and I and our taxpayers, my dad, my grandfather, who was in World War II, is the reason we have aircraft carriers. Do you know what an aircraft carrier is? They are the police of the world. No one ships shit without America in the aircraft because the pirates would rob you. So Mexico doesn't have aircraft carriers. Canada doesn't have aircraft carriers, God dog it. So yes, Canada, you're going to be the 51st state. And yes, it's the Gulf of America, and I'm proud about it. I'm tired of this marginalization that be happening on YouTube and in the world. The best YouTubers are silenced because the last 4 years, the YouTube audience prioritized BS. So don't complain as a YouTube audience member that everything on your timeline and your feed is BS because you prioritized it. Now check this out. I said, when you single, you depressed, you make a bad decision, and you go into a relationship knowing that this person is not able to reciprocate what you need. You find yourself out of sync. Let's say you were angry as a citizen and you voted Democrat. You made a relationship with the DNC. And the DNC did not reciprocate what it promised. Now you find yourself out of sync with your party. How many people are out of sync with their party? Because the last time we was live, I said the citizens didn't vote Republican. The citizens are upset because the politicians are not listening to the citizens. We are out of sync with our parties. It don't matter what party you choose. We are out of sync. There are so many Democrats and liberals who are pissed off about the way the last election was run because they weren't listened to. Y'all, they don't want to not be Democrat. They want the Democrats to listen to them. You know what's happening now with the Republicans? They're not listening. The Elon Musk thing, Republicans are getting mad at the Republican Party because they're out of sync, because they didn't vote for Elon Musk, and they want the citizens to have power. They don't want Elon to have the power. The Republicans are conservative. They want power consolidated in the citizenry. People are not listening to you as a citizen, but instead, you still caught up in the virus of 2024 and what the Democrats put on you. You want to argue about non-consequential things. You want to argue about tampons in the bathroom, but you don't want to discuss the damn budget, and there's a recession coming. We should understand the economics now. Yes, there's a recession coming. Yes, eggs are going to get more expensive, but it's because of the last 4 years, not these 43 damn days. How could inflation be Trump's fault? He hasn't even been in office 100 days. He hasn't even been in office 100 damn days. How could inflation be Trump's fault? If you understand economics and ebb and flow, you knew these first 2 years were going to be fucked. You knew these first 2 years were going to be hard because we paid so much money to everyone else. We didn't prioritize the American citizen. We prioritized the Ukraine. Some of us will never, ever go to the Ukraine. Our children will never interact with anybody Ukrainian, but all those billions went there. The American Department of Education layoffs, right? The last story I did, Department of Education, you know what I read? The biggest, you always hear black boys can't read, but when the Department of Education got 50% laid off, I read to you new statistics. The statistics said the largest group of illiterate people in America are young white males. You never hear that. All we hear about is black boys can't read. But as soon as the Department of Education started to close down, I read the statistics. And you know who the largest group of illiterate is? White men. I think it's because we demonize white men. And just like black men, white men are going through something that black boys have been going through for the past 100 years. Black boys have been demonized and seen as violent. White men have been demonized. Under the administration, in order to get all these trans things, white men have been demonized. The white man, remember I was laughing last time, I said, all America needs to feel better. Give us an evil white man or a magical Negro. Give me an evil white man. Anything that goes wrong, give me an evil white man or a magical Negro, and I'll forgive you, America. That's what we've been trained to do. Give me an evil white man. Oh, what happened? Somebody got their job lost? I bet you it was an evil white man. Oh, what happened? A woman got hurt? I bet you it was a magical Negro. Give me an evil white man. So white men have been demonized. So in schools, what is happening in schools? The same thing that happened to black boys. Young white men are not getting educated. They not, because the society said, fuck white men. So go to the principal office, right? If you're a white man and you talk back to the female teacher, and I said the teachers are over 80% of them are white females. So if you're a white man, if you're a young white man, you got a little bit of nuts, and you talk back to your teacher, they're going to do you just like they used to do the black boy. Go to the office, and you missing out on your school day. And what's the result? Young white men are the biggest swatch. Now, they're the biggest population, right? We got 40 million blacks, 300 million whites, so it could be the numbers, but I'm telling you what I see in society. I see white men being demonized, and that trickles down to children, because it happened to black men. You demonize black men, and then people are scared to educate black boys, and we never talk about it. You got white women overwhelmingly as educators, and they're afraid of black men, so they treat black boys indifferent. And guess what? No one said anything. So guess what's happening now? The character of that person is that character. If this white female teacher has the character to ignore black boys, what makes you think she wouldn't do that to white males? It's not that big of a leap. And then the last 4 years, they separated white women from white men and they put them in a box called women. So now white women are no longer white women attached to white men. White women are white women off by themselves with black women. So now it's easier for a white teacher to look at a white male child who she feels is hyper masculine. He may have a father in his life. His father might love him. His father might take him to go hunt. So this white female teacher may not give as much attention to that white male student. And the numbers, this is not me being a black YouTuber. I showed you the numbers. This is not opinion or conjecture. The biggest group of illiterate people in the country is white males, and I put forth that it's because the white man has been demonized, and that trickles down to his children. What is good luck fighting Chinese in the trenches? We're never going to fight the Chinese in the trenches. I am from the San Francisco Bay Area. Do y'all know what the Black Panthers would say? Black pride, brown pride, yellow pride. Do you know how many Chinese fought with the Black Panthers? Do you know about the Mau Mau? Do you know about, I went to the high school with Pat Morita. Pat Morita was a comedian. He came up with black comedians like Richard Pryor. I grew up in communities with Asians and Mexicans. If you come to the Bay Area, you're going to see some of the most beautiful women in the world, Filipino and Mexican. Have you ever met a Filipino and Mexican woman before? Have you ever met a Filipino and black woman before? I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area. I have no desire to fight Chinese people in the trenches. And you might be surprised to learn, because I don't know what that name, if you were born in America, you might be surprised to learn that the Chinese don't want to fight me in the trenches either. I'm not talking about fighting Chinese. I don't know where that comes from. I just talked about for 10 minutes how proud I am to be American. And for the past 4 years, they never taught you to be proud about being American. You know why we should be proud to be Americans? Because there's a such thing called Chinese Americans. There's a such thing called Russian Americans. Do you know there's even Ukrainian Americans? That's why America's the best. Because we are everyone. There are gay Americans, trans Americans, whatever gender we are, and we work and live and fight together for each other. How about that? You think any country wants to fuck with that, Ignacio? No country wants to see America. When we're unified and we have pride, we can't be beat. How they beat us is with social media, and they de-unify us, and they say, you're not the same as me because you're Chinese. We're all American. Chinese American, Russian American, Black American, White American, Anglo, Catholic, Jewish, Muslim, American. Imagine Jews and Muslims fighting together against another. That's what happens in America. Do you know what happens in America? Jews and Muslims get on the same fighting team. Did you know that? Catholics and Christians are on the same team in America. Did you know that, brother? Did you know that, brother? Brother. Did you know that? That's what it is in America. That's why we the best. That's why everybody wants to come here, because it's impossible things are made true here. Catholics and Christians ain't supposed to be on the same team. Muslims and Jews ain't supposed to be on the same team. In America, that's the law. Shout out to E40. In America, that's law. That's what we do here, brother. That's what's going on right now. So if you come here from Venezuela, if you come here from another country, and you not following those principles, that this is the greatest country in the world because we are the greatest amalgamation, that we are a group of collective people who want it better, then you missing the whole thing of what this America is all about, baby. You missing what this America is all about, baby. Huh? Crack the window. So let's talk about Trump and these partners, man, because this is some powerful stuff. Now, remember what I said, man. We talked about depression, man. We talked about how you get out of sync. We talked about people being out of sync with their party. You could be out of sync with your significant other. Hold on, let me put on another light for y'all. All right. I'm about to get a towel. You could be out of sync. You could be out of sync with your wife. But what we have now, we have people out of sync with their party. I think people are out of sync with the party because the parties are not listening. Everything is so insulated. So, Trump today, let's read it. Y'all want to read it? I got my glasses on. Let's read it. Let's read it. Good morning. No. Good morning. You know, we don't even know what American pride looks like anymore. It's a sad thing. Over the past 4 years, a lot of people might disagree with me, but think about it. We don't even know what it looks like to be proud of America anymore. We've been focused on Israel, focused on Hamas, we're focused on Ukraine. Make America great means us focusing on America and Americans focusing on other Americans and loving other Americans. What happened to that? I would love it if we cared about us as much as we care about these social issues and other people across the water. I don't dislike anybody across the water, but I love Americans. I would love to live in a country where we love each other again. It's been like that before. Americans love each other. They wouldn't come here, bro. They wouldn't come here unless they love the idea that I can be whatever religion. I can love whoever I want. I can pray whatever I want. I can have whatever job. I'm not locked into a caste system. People love America, bro. They wouldn't come here. It wouldn't be a fight. If this idea wasn't a city on the hill, if this wasn't the best idea, if it wasn't the best idea to allow humans to choose their spirituality, if it wasn't, China doesn't allow humans to choose. They canceled Qigong. They wouldn't let them practice Qigong. Remember, in America, if you Chinese and you move to America, you could practice whatever spirituality you want. Did you know that? It's your right. And you could call the police. If someone tells you that you can't pray, you could pray at work. Do you know you have at work? I work with Muslims. They get to pray 5 times a day. We busy. We are very busy. We are supporting over 300 people, and it's only 3 of us, but still we made time. And I have my Muslim American brothers back while they went to go have their constitutional right to go pray. I had they back. Dennis, can you watch the floor? Yes, I will watch the floor because he has a constitutional right, and I love America. I respect the Constitution, and I'm going to make sure it's upheld for every American citizen, because if I want to pray at work, that Constitution protects me too. Whatever prayer, if it's a Catholic prayer, if it's a Mormon prayer, if it's a Christian prayer, if it's a Muslim prayer, because I live in America, because my Muslim brother lived in America, guess what? My boss don't say nothing. Nobody says nothing. It's America. Yes, Hamid, you got your 15 minutes, go pray. And he still get his 2 15-minute breaks. He still get his breaks, and he gets the time. Some companies have a room. They go in their own room and pray. That's what's so powerful, what's so beautiful about America. Not only I can be whatever gender I want, not only can I marry whatever race, I can marry whatever race. A Muslim can marry a Jewish person here. I know Muslim men who marry Jewish women in America. Do you know there's Muslim and Jewish babies mixed in America? All the bullshit across the world, we kill it here. People come here and they become human and they fall in love. They can't even go back home. Why did you fall in love with Ahmed? He was a good guy. He was at work. He would help people. He was attractive. I didn't care what race he was. I didn't care what religion he was. He was a good man. He's a good American citizen. He's kind to other American citizens. I fell in love with him. By the time we cared about the religion, we were already in love. And that could only happen in America. that could only happen in America. The Mac Mizzle Show in the building. I watched that show. I subscribe to that channel. BDBG, Big Daddy Beer Game is still here, fam. Check out the Battle of the Beats and the debate table. Let's read this article. President Trump said in a social media post, I'm dyslexic for all the new people here. Hit the like, share, subscribe. I got 25 people, only got 5 likes. I need more likes. I don't know if your finger broke, and if you're on the phone, hit that heart on the phone. Boop, 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 boop. President Trump said in a social media post that he believes former President Biden last-minute pardons are void because he signed them with the Autopen. I work in corporate America. Like I said, I'm EPIC certified. I work in a hospital. I worked at Kaiser Permanente for over 15 years. I ushered in something called EMR, electronic medical record. It's called EPIC. When you go to the doctor in Kaiser, and I don't know if it's like this in your state, because it's not like this in every state, but everything goes in the computer. You don't get a piece of paper. You don't get a prescription. The prescription is electronically sent to Walgreens, and the doctor auto signs. Now, when EMR, when electronic medical records came about, a lot of people fought it because the doctor needs to sign the prescription. Now, people abuse drugs in America. So it was very important that there is no way to cheat a doctor's approval of an opiate. Think about what I'm saying. I'm laying some ground here for you guys so you can understand what Trump did today. Imagine doctors not signing prescriptions. If you guys knew that doctors didn't sign prescriptions, you'd be like, damn, that's why the opiate crisis, because doctors don't even got to sign a prescription no more. The Autopen is an electronic signature. So all of us who have electronic medical records, all of us who live in the office, work in the office in the past 10 years, now everybody does it. Everybody doesn't work in the office. Everybody's not like me. There's a lot of truck drivers. Truck drivers making big bread. Everything is not about office anymore. So everybody might not be familiar with the fact about this auto sign, right? About when we went into the pandemic and we start doing everything online, buying, selling cars, houses, and homes, PayPal, which used to be owned by Elon Musk, keep that in the back, put a pin in that. A lot of these companies fought for us to be able to do transactions and electronically sign. A lot of transactions couldn't be done unless you electronically sign. But we changed that in the past 4 or 5 years. But that hasn't changed for everything. So when you hear this story, this is a huge story because they said Biden pardoned his son, his family, and I didn't know Biden pardoned the January 6th committee. We heard a lot about Trump pardoning 1,500 people who got convicted by the J6 committee. I didn't know that Biden, now think about this. When you hear these media stories, oh, Trump let go 1,500 people, or they were guilty and all this. So there's another side of that coin that they didn't tell us. They want us thinking about Diddy. Trump pardoned 1,500 people, but Biden pardoned the people who convicted them. Why would a judge need a pardon? Can somebody tell me in the comment section? Shout out to the Mac Mizzle Show. Shout out to BDBG. Can somebody tell me why would a judge need a pardon? If you the judge, you adjudicating the law to make sure people do the law correctly, why would Biden need to pardon the J6 committee? That's crazy. But guess what? Trump took that shit back. Trump said, no, you can't pardon the J6 committee because you did not sign the document. They said that Biden electronically signed the documents. And as a pardon, you cannot electronically sign a pardon. See, this is that new generation. This is the past 4 years. See, this is who's been running the Democratic Party. These new people who want to live under new laws and rules. Trump come in, Trump a baby boomer. I know we do a lot of electronic business. I know people can buy a house and a car. I know about Bitcoin and Web3. But this document cannot be electronically signed. That's it, period. You cannot pardon someone from a felony conviction unless you go on record. See, in court, you have to witness. It's got to be a wet signature to show you witness. And Trump said, let's read it. President Trump said in a social media post that he believes former President Biden Last-minute pardons are void because he signed them with the Autopen. The pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because the fact that they were done by Autopen. And Trump says, how do we know Biden even signed them? Just before the inauguration in January, Biden pardoned several of Trump's political enemies preemptively, including the lawmakers who sat on the House panel that investigated January 6th. Why would you pardon lawmakers? Everybody at home, if you disagree with me, you do not have to agree with me. Put it in the comments if you disagree. I have a question. Why would you pardon a judge? If a judge, think about everything everybody said. The J6 people were criminals. The judge put the J6 people in jail. Why would they need a pardon? Trump pardons all 1,500 people. But Biden had already pardoned the J6 committee. Let's keep reading to see why would Biden do that? There was much discussion about whether Biden would use his executive action to protect people that could be prosecuted by the incoming Trump administration. Trump argued Monday in his post that Biden did not sign the papers and did not know anything about them. Trump is arguing that Biden didn't even sign them or don't even know, because when you have an electronic signature, unless you can show me the terminal, think about this, I work in IT, you're going to have to show me the terminal where Biden logged in. And it better be his personal computer. Don't give me another computer. Don't say, oh, the president was using my laptop. I don't want to hear that bullshit, because I work in IT. Show me Biden's laptop, Biden's device, where Joe Biden logged in, because as an IT person, I can see all of this. Show me where Joe Biden logged in himself and then went and did an electronic signature on that pardon. You're going to have to show me him opening up the email, opening up the document, opening up the Excel file, opening up the flat file. You're going to have to show me where, because all of this is captured in whatever device Biden used, or let's say it like this, whatever device whomever used. Do you understand that, Trump? Shout out to Barrett. Trump, do you know if there is an auto signature, you can find out who did it? Yeah, we can find out who did it. We can investigate who did it. Where is that auto signature? If you give it to me, I can go into that device and I can tell you who logged in. I can tell you who signed it. Yeah. If the computer is working on that laptop, we may even have video of the person who did the auto signature. If it wasn't Biden, or if it was Biden. If it was Biden, we can find out. Because an auto signature has to be done on the device. Everything that's done on the device is tracked. I don't care if they blew it up. I don't care if they broke it. We can find out what computer was logged into to sign that device. Let's keep reading. Trump argued on Monday, while courts have largely left the pardoning power up to the president, Trump said those on the House committee should expect to be investigated at the highest level. Trump said he's investigating these individuals. Aboard Air Force One on Sunday evening, Trump told reporters he thinks Biden's pardons are null due to the Autopen. His remarks come after a report from an arm of the Heritage Foundation argued that Biden used Autopen to sign the pardons before leaving audience. That's not going to be good, because the Heritage Foundation, there are some issues with the Heritage Foundation. I'm not going to go into it, but this comes from the Heritage Foundation. Let's keep going. While the president has the authority to pardon individuals, according to the U.S. Constitution, no subsequent president can rescind them for any reason. Also, it's going to be a fight in the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court is trending too. George W. Bush, memorandum opinion from the Department of Justice official of legal counsel said, a president can sign a bill by directing a subordinate to affix the president's signature to it. So there's precedence. There's president. That's funny. There's precedence for this so-called Autopen. It's not confirmed by the Biden administration whether the former president did use Autopen for the pardons, but the legal analyst Eli Honan noted early Monday that Autopens have been used as a signing device by presidents for decades. So there's going to be a discussion. Y'all tell me in the comments. We're going to have a debate on whether or not this Autopen is legitimate. Trump is saying, I'm leaning toward what Trump is saying. The thing is, we don't know who signed it. So if you're saying it's an Autopen, that's cool. But you know how we do this in corporate America? We need to see the terminal. You can do an auto signature, but even when I explain to you with the EMR, when the doctor has to go back in after he does my prescription electronically, he has to go back in and auto sign it. He has to do that on a certain terminal in order for the computer to allow him to do it. So how do we keep this secure? Well, if presidents want to auto sign, that's cool, but he has to do it on a certain terminal, right? I.e. a certain PC, a certain laptop, a certain device. That's linked to him, his profile, so that people like me and the citizens, because then all this is about the citizen. You know, sometimes we have this conversation, and that's why I laid my groundwork. It's not about Trump, it's not about Biden, it's about the citizen, it's about me and you, right? He should sign a wet document out of respect for the citizens, because you pardon a felon. Your son was found guilty of felonies. Your son smoked crack. Your son bought prostitutes. Your son carried an illegal gun. If you're going to pardon your son, a piece of crap, a crackhead, prostitute, he slept with his brother's wife. If you're going to pardon that man, that should be a wet signature. Not just because you can, out of respect for the office, because you work for the citizens. So I want a wet signature. I want a witness that you said your son could go home. You said a felonious crackhead could go home. That's what you said. And I want a wet signature. I want to show you all this tweet. I'm going to do a long form content. I want to show you this tweet that Trump show you Trump's tweet where he talked about, I read it, but I want to show you the tweet. All right, check this out. Ooh, I can't wait to do a long form content. Ooh, check this out. That's a list. Oh, I love the internet. Don't you love the internet? Ooh, I love the internet. Ooh, I love the internet, boy. Check this out, y'all. Check this out. And don't say nothing about my dirty laptop, please. If you ain't nobody hit the Cash App, ain't nobody hit the donation. If you gonna comment about my laptop, donate and I could buy me a new laptop. Go ahead, my Cash App. Hey, Big D, man, put my Cash App in the comment section, man. And y'all can go ahead and hit the what's it called? The super chat. Y'all can go ahead and hit the super chat. Check this out. Trump just voided the pardons of the following people: Dr. Anthony Fauci. Now, why would Anthony Fauci need a pardon? Retired General Mark Milley. Why would a retired general need a pardon? Former Rep Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney is Dick Cheney's daughter. Remember that guy who shot his friend, the former vice president, Adam Kissinger? We remember him. Elaine Lorera, Stephanie Murphy, Pete Aguilera, Zoe Lofgren, and Jennifer Raskin, just to say a few. Just to say a few. Now, Trump is arguing that these pardons are voided, null and void, because of the Autopen. Now, I want to see Trump's tweet. I want to read you Trump's tweet before we get out of here. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Let's look at Trump tweet. So y'all can see this is from the horse's mouth, man. This is from the horse's mouth. You see that? That's Donald Trump. The pardons that Sleepy Joe gave to the unselect community of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and no further force or effect. Come on, Trump. Because of the fact that they were done by Autopen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. So the current president, Trump, is saying that the people who did this probably did a crime. Therefore, those on the unselect committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during a 2-year witch hunt where am I? Of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigations at the highest level. The fact is, they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or the consent of the worst president in the history of our country, Crooked Joe Biden. You can't make this up. You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. The worst president in the history of our country, Crooked Joe Biden. Here it is. Hereby declare void, vacant, and further force effect. Trump, and in that same message, he said, you can be expected to be investigated. You should expect an investigation. He said, an investigation is coming. Again, for everybody who watches this on replay, well, my question is, why does a judge need a pardon? And think about everything you saw all the talking heads say. They said Trump is a this, Trump is that. He freed 1,500 people. They didn't tell you the other side of the coin, that Biden freed the people who incarcerated the 1,500 people. Why would, if those 1,500 people were so bad, if those J6 1,500 people were so bad, why did Biden pardon the people who convicted them? And why did the J6 committee destroy all the evidence? I don't understand why the J6 committee needed a pardon. I need y'all to tell me. I need y'all, anybody who's Democrat, liberal, anybody who think Trump is a king, why did the J6 committee need a pardon? That's crazy. That is the illest thing of this whole story. Why did the J6 committee need a pardon? I know somebody, oh, you don't know politics. You don't know, Trump would go after them. There's nothing to go after. If I'm innocent, I'm a judge, I'm not afraid of any recourse. I don't need a pardon. I mean, if I need a pardon, then I'm guilty. If Trump is going to go after me, Trump is going to go after me because he's going after y'all anyway. I don't need a pardon unless I'm guilty. Why do I need a pardon as a judge unless I did something wrong? Straight up. Big Daddy Beer Game and the Mac Mizzle Show. Ignacio, I am. Hey, y'all watch, what's that? I love that. Nacho Libre. I love Nacho Libre, man. Hey, Big Daddy Beer Game got his link. DJ Hollis, 21. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Y'all got y'all green on? I got my green on. Y'all got y'all green on? You know I gotta have it just in case somebody want to pinch me. If you kiss me, then I'll kiss you back. Kiss me and I kiss you back. If you wiggle my feet, then I play with your toes. Ooh, put lotion on me. Kiss me and I'll kiss you back. I'll kiss you back. If you kiss me and if you love me, boy, I'll love you back. One more time. If you love me, boy, I'll love you back. All the fellas, if you kiss me, girl, I'll kiss you back. If you wiggle my toes, I'll play with your nose. If you wiggle my toes, I'll play. If you kiss me, girl, I'll kiss you back. I know what you go through. Sometimes they put you down. People treat you low when they know you sleep around. We never want to disrespect you, then we never really want to clown. But if you kiss me, then I'll kiss you back. I wonder if you down. Hey, if you kiss me, then I'll kiss you. I'll kiss you back. Oh yeah, y'all can leave, man. Y'all don't even know about that good shit, right? I tell you, man, my YouTube channel, I have people watching me and they be fickle as a pickle, boy. I mean, I say I do one thing they don't like, they turn the channel, boy. I mean, they turn the channel. Oh, what did he say? What did he do? I'm not watching this. No support. But I know what it is. Shout out to my brother G. It's comprehension. Some of the people watch me because they like the way I look. They like the way I present my content. How many people really comprehend the message that we put out today? Straight up, how many people comprehend the message that we put out today? How many people care about the fact that I said we need to be proud Americans? That I explained when the brother came in and talked about Chinese in the trenches, and I explained how America is the best country because we have something called Chinese Americans. We have actually Ukrainian Americans. We have Russian Americans. This is why we're the best country. And for the past 4 years, we haven't had no pride. For the past 4 years, we have not been proud about the great things that are accomplished here every day. That Muslims and Jews go to work together every day in America. Muslims and Jews are on the same basketball teams, the same football teams, the same infantry, and they are successful. Like, we have so much to be proud about. We have so much to brag about. In your country, you don't let people pray whenever they want to pray. A Muslim can't be a Muslim. A Muslim has to hide. In China, you can't practice Qigong, huh? In Israel, you can't be a Muslim, and you can't be Jewish here. But in America, guess what? In America, the Muslim is free to be Muslim at work, at home, and at church. Ain't that powerful? In America, the Jew is free to be Jewish at work, at home, at school. You know how powerful that is. I went to a high school in Arizona with Mormons. The Mormons got to leave school and go to seminary. That's the way they pray. And it was their constitutional right on how they argued that my children are going to leave campus. I was flabbergasted. I couldn't believe. I went to school in the inner city. I went from the San Francisco Bay Area to Arizona. I went from metal detectors. I went from armed guards. In the schools in the inner city, we have armed guards with guns and we have metal detectors. Y'all remember Get Rich or Die Trying when 50 Cent came to school? That was 20 years ago. 50 Cent, 50 years old. How long have black children been going to school in what, quote unquote, are more like prisons? Prisons! And Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent going into school like he going into the TSA. How many schools are like that in the inner city? Well, guess what? When I went to school in an affluent suburban white Mormon area in Mesa, Arizona, there were no metal detectors. There were no bars. There were no gates. And 90% of the students were Mormon, and they left campus without an escort. There was no crossing guard. I'm telling you, I was floored. I called my dad. I wanted to call back home to San Francisco. I'm like, this is racism. We don't even know what real racism is. We don't know what the two Americas look like. One America is young black boys like 50 Cent and Dennis going into a high school that's fixed up like a prison with armed guards and metal detectors. The other side of America is white kids who believe in God. I am not upset. Think about this. These are God-fearing children. They got 4.0s. They go to church every Sunday. Not only do they go to church every Sunday, but every day they go to church. It's no wonder that the Mormons got Utah, that the Mormons get married, that the Mormons got money, that the Mormons doing so good. They go to church every Sunday, but they go to church every day. They go to something called seminary. Every day, the Mormon children legally get to leave a public. You know what I said? Why don't they just build a private school? The Mormons got so much money. They built the seminary. The seminary is a building. Do you know the Mormons in every high school where there's Mormons, they own a building next to the school? That's bread. That's so much money. They own a building. I don't think I told the whole story. Okay, so what I mean by Mormon and seminary is, okay, they left the high school, but across the street, the Mormons owned a church. It was like a house that they converted that could fit up to 1,000 people. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy that you can own something next to a public high school where thousands of kids can leave that and then go over there for an hour. They call it seminary. They pray and then they come back. They come back to the public high school that me and your tax dollars pay for. My dad tax dollars pay for those Mormon kids to have seminary. When you go to military and you fight and die, you're fighting and dying for that seminary, for that privilege. Do y'all understand the two Americas? There are two Americas. Yes. JD said it's pretty much prison. If you live in the inner city, Get Rich or Die Trying is a great movie. Get Rich or Die Trying is a great movie. Go watch it. Because 50 Cent, 100 million, still successful, still influential. Go watch that movie of the making of 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. and look at what it looks like. Or you may, just like JD, you may have grown up in it like perfect. I don't need to go watch the movie. I live there. My kids go to a school with a metal detector today. I live in the gang area. I live in the gang area. Gang violence, gangs, Crips and Bloods in California. They have metal detectors in the high schools. They have armed guards. That's a lot of us are out of sync. Today we had a lot of themes. A lot of us are out of sync. I wanted to speak to depression today because I know what it's like to be depressed and be sad. And what God gave me today is when you're depressed and when you're sad, a lot of times, son, you're out of sync. I need y'all to understand how important and powerful this conversation is. You can be out of sync with your significant other. You can be out of sync with your job. You can be out of sync with your spirituality. You can be out of sync with your political party. You could be a Democrat, and you could feel like a lot of Democrats and liberals feel right now. They feel out of sync. They are upset with the Democratic loss because they feel like the Democrats didn't listen. The Democrats are not in sync. When you see Gavin Newsom create a podcast, when you see Michelle Obama create a podcast, they are recognizing, JD said, hopefully Elon will do well in gutting this corruption from the inside out. We pay the most in education and have the worst results. We pay the most in education and have the worst results. Did you, JD, did you hear what I said? When I talked about the biggest population of illiterate people in America is young white males. And I said the reason why young white men are the biggest swatch of illiterate people is because the white male has been demonized. See, under 9/11, Patrice O'Neal, a lot of people made jokes about the caste system got reorganized. And people start looking at those individuals who they felt responsible for 9/11 like they looked at blacks. And they started treating them how they treated black men. Well, in 2025, again, the caste system has been reorganized. And the person that you should be afraid of now is not the black male because the black male is being disenfranchised. The person you should fear is the white male. The white male is coming for your job. The white male is coming for your children. The white male is coming for the power. So white men have been demonized in the past 4 years. Think about it. Everything, hey, trans, what's in the way of trans rights? What's in the way of gay rights? What's in the way of white men? White men has been the enemy. Hey, how do we get people to vote for trans and all these things? Well, we create a boogeyman. We create a boogeyman. The boogeyman for a long time has been black men. The crime bill, crack cocaine, gangs, violence, black men have been the boogeyman. They needed a new boogeyman. They made the white man the boogeyman. The white man is the reason why trans don't have rights. The white man is the reason why gays don't have rights. The white man is the reason why women don't have rights. So you don't want to vote for a white man, right? And I said it trickled down. Just like with black boys, it trickled down. The white teachers were afraid of black men, so that affected how they taught young black children. White teachers are a front to white men, and it's affecting how young white men are taught in schools. Today, right now, there's a new demon. There's a new enemy. There's a new bad guy. His name is Kyle. And the attitude of America is fuck Kyle. Fuck Barron. Fuck Kyle. They're not educating the white men because they see them as devils. I don't know how long you've been here, JD, but I said they just want an evil white man to make them feel better. They don't want to address all the teachers are white women. They don't want to address how the white women teachers have failed the country. And everybody say teachers don't make enough money. You know what I say to that argument? Who are the most empowered people in the whole globe? White women. If white women are the most empowered group in the whole world, why would they become teachers? I'll wait. White women are the most empowered, protected, privileged group in the entire globe. If it was so horrible to be a teacher, why do they become teachers? Over 80% of all teachers in America are white female. This is my biggest argument in my debate when people say teachers are broke. Teachers are not broke. They make more money than you. They drive a better car than you, and they own their home. You pay rent. Find me a teacher that's paying rent. I'll wait. I'll wait. Find me a teacher that's paying rent. And the teacher, check this out, JD. You remember 50 Cent? You remember the metal detectors? Well, guess what? The teachers who work in the Title I school, where 75% of the students are below the poverty level and there are metal detectors at the front door, those teachers make more money. You know how much principals make? Principals make hundreds of thousands of dollars starting. You know how much police officers make? $70,000 starting. In the most impoverished communities where people only work at Walmart and make $12 an hour, police officers are making 50 to 70 grand starting pay. Teachers, 50 grand starting pay. And this is in cities in Southern where the minimum wage is still $7 an hour. The minimum wage is $7.25. Do you know where minimum wage is $7 and most of the people work at Walmart, teachers are making 40 to 50 grand, police officers are making 40 to 50 grand starting off? Two Americas. I had a great time today. We had a great live. I pray you guys learned a lot. I want you to do some research. What I'm going to do for you all, I'm going to create a live content video that gives more, where we can go slower, and then I'll show some news articles. I'll show the Trump tweet again, and we'll read it together, and that way you can read it again. So this is my live stream. I do this every morning from 10 to 12. It's called the Top of the Mid-Morning Podcast from an OG perspective. I'm an OG American. I've seen a lot of elections. I've seen a lot of things. So I'm sharing my wisdom and my opinion on these things. I don't know how many of you knew about this today, that this is breaking news that Trump has rescinded the Biden pardons. I mean, his son, the J6 committee, I just read you a list of over 15 people of the pardons that got rescinded. This is the beginning of the story. So we'll be back again, because what I understand is that this is going to have to go to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court will decide whether or not Trump has the right to void these pardons and whether or not the Autopen is acceptable. What I want from my audience is I want to know whether or not you believe the Autopen is acceptable for you as a citizen. I want to know for you as a citizen. And when you paying $10 for eggs, is it enough that Biden didn't sign it? Think about it. You pay $10 for eggs, and Biden said his crackhead son, who slept with his dead brother's wife, who slept with prostitutes, who did cocaine illegally, Biden said he gets to go free. Do you, as a citizen, after everything you go through, how hard you work, how much you pay for your eggs, do you think it's okay that he didn't even sign the paper? How do you feel about that as an American citizen? Like, is that really a pardon, or is that a FU? Because I want to know from you in the comments, is that a real pardon, or is that just a FU to the entire citizen? Is that a FU? I can do what I want? Is that a FU? I can do what I want? My son not going to jail? I'm not even going to sign the pardon? I'm going to put 1,500 people in prison. And then after I put the 1,500 people in prison, I'm going to give the people who put the 1,500 people in prison a pardon. So we have a lot more to discuss, because this story is just beginning. I got it, Jet. God bless you. God bless you too, JD. Thank you for coming through. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank everyone. I want to say a thank you out to everyone who came through this morning. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We got 5 likes. We got 20 people watching. That's not enough likes. 26 people watch. That's not enough likes. I need more likes so that other people get, ooh, y'all hear that thunder and lightning? Man, how y'all feel about the rainy days, man? California, we need the water. We need the rain. Y'all hear that thunder and lightning cracking? They used to say that was God bowling. You know, I used to like that when I was a kid. They would say, my grandparents would say that was God bowling. It used to make me feel good to know that we had a God, or there was something that was watching over us. And because our lives were so difficult, so it made me feel good when I was reminded. I love going to church. I used to love to go to church. You know, if you ever hear my podcast, I'm always entrenched in prayer and spirituality. It's been such a powerful motivator and driver and protector in my life. So I always pay homage to that teaching I received from my grandparents, right? And that's just a big part of who I am. JD said he pardoned all his people dating back a decade. Dating back a decade. I need to know from you as an American citizen how you feel about that. You paying $5 for gas, $10 for a dozen eggs, and he let a crackhead go. Now, listen to what I'm saying. This is the question. Get the full context. It's his right to pardon his son. My question is it okay that he didn't even sign the paper? Do you feel respected? Do you feel he respects the job? He respects your $10 for your dozen eggs, that he didn't even sign the paper? That's what I want to know. Because to me, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I get it. That's your son. You the president. You can pardon him. I want a wet signature. Because I got to pay $10 for a dozen eggs. I got to pay $5 for gas. I want a wet signature. If you're going to let him go home, then you got to go on record that you let him go home. Gotta go, brother. Stay blessed. Bless you too. God bless, man. I pray you have a blessed day, man. I pray a covering over you and your loved ones, man. Oh, he said, I'm near sack. Salute. Judges have to physically sign a document to document it. Make sense that the president needs to sign a document. Judges have to physically sign a document. It makes sense that the president needs. I'm dyslexic, Brian Evans. I had to read that twice. Everybody, please be kind. Hey, Brian, you should have put a comment in there. You might be dyslexic too. To everybody in the comment section, I'm dyslexic, so y'all gotta help me out. Like, do some capitals and commas and periods and shit to help me out, because my eyes don't read the sentence. I had to read it twice. Yeah, I'm near sack, JD. Judges have, so Brian Evans said, judges have to physically sign a document. It makes sense that the president, and it should have been a parent right there. So it makes sense that the president needs to sign a document also. I totally agree. I totally agree. Just for record keeping purposes. Let's say the computer files get corrupted and get lost and there was only an auto signature. You know, most of the time in corporations, they'll accept the auto signature, but a wet signature has to follow. I believe this is coming up because everybody said, okay, cool. Biden did an auto signature. That's cool. He's the president. It's 2025. We live Web 3, Smart Cities 5.0. Cool. He did an auto signature. Where is the wet signature to go accompany the auto signature? Because in every corporation and every standard SOP, I need a wet signature to go with this auto. When I give Dennis an opioid over the computer, there still has to be a wet signature in the chart. Because what if the computer breaks down? How do I know that a doctor approved his opioid prescription? Like Brian said, how do we know a judge actually, in court, I've actually won cases because the case be so long, and then I got a lawyer that go and find the document, and the document came up, and guess what? On the document, there was no wet signature. So I won the case. You know how many people win the case in law when they go through all the paperwork and they say, Trump had a misdemeanor. Trump had a misdemeanor turned into 36 felonies. That case is a case about a check, about a wet signature. Who wrote the check to Stormy Daniels? Who signed the check? And his lawyer had to go to jail. His lawyer, do you know why his lawyer went to jail? Trump lawyer went to jail because, drum roll please, he signed the check. That's why it's important. Who signed the pardon? Stormy Daniels got $100,000 of hush money. Why did Trump not go to jail? Because Trump didn't sign the check. Trump is a genius in a G. Pay her the $100,000. I'm going to pay you back. It's not illegal for me to give my lawyer money, but it might be misconstrued if I give a prostitute $100,000. So I can't give her $100,000, Michael. You got to give her the $100,000. That's crazy. I can't give her 100 grand, bro. I'll give you 100 grand. So old boy went to prison. Why did he go to prison? He lost his job. He used to be Trump right-hand man. He was Trump consigliere. He was Trump's consigliere. He lost all of that. Why? Because he was the one who signed the check. Wet signature. That was the, without that, that boy wouldn't have went to prison. They didn't have no case. She did get a $100,000 payout. Who paid her? Well, Michael paid her. But Michael testified against Trump. That's why he out. Because he said, well, Trump told me to pay her. I gave her the $100,000 on behalf of my client. He still went to jail. That was some cold shit. Why did he have to go to jail? Because he signed the check. I'm not okay with Biden not signing those pardons. I'm not okay with Biden not signing those pardons. Trump got a misdemeanor from that check being wrote, turned into 36 felonies. We never discussed that. Y'all want to have a good political discussion about anybody that's challenging you on today's topics? Bring that up. When they say Trump is this and Trump is that, and ask them to explain to you how a misdemeanor goes into 36 felonies. If you're mad about Trump and him vetoing the pardons, you ask anybody, you explain to me how that New York court took a misdemeanor to 36 felonies and got a guilty verdict with no evidence. You need to be able to articulate to me that before you're pissed about what's happening today, because then there's fake outrage. You do not understand the judicial system. You do not understand the current state of politics. You need to tell me how a misdemeanor turned into 36 felonies. I'm going to tell you right now, most people don't even know that part. Because they shut me down. They shut me down. How many people even know that Trump in that Stormy Daniels case in New York is a misdemeanor? And that the prosecution argued and begged the court to say, hey, we have a different theory. What he did was a misdemeanor, yes. But if you allow me the opportunity to present to you my theory, I would like to charge the new president with 36 felonies based on this theory. Because currently he's charged as a misdemeanor under this statute. But if you accept my theory, then we can charge him with 36 felonies. And the judge said, yes, I accept your theory. I accept your theory. I'm going to throw out the misdemeanor. I accept your logic. And I'm going to allow you to charge him with 36 felonies. They didn't have any evidence of a felony. That's why it was a misdemeanor to begin with. They had to argue for the permission to change it. They put forth a new narrative. And under this new narrative, this is a felony case. It's not a misdemeanor, Judge. If you allow me, I will explain to you, I can convince the court. I can convince the court that this should not be a misdemeanor. I understand the crime is a misdemeanor, but if you allow me, Judge, I'm going to present to you my case that actually Mr. Trump was trying to steal the presidency. And those are felony, and it's 36 of them. And then they found him guilty. So if you are pissed off about what Trump did today, you're going to have to articulate to me how it is a misdemeanor went to 36 felonies and how he got found guilty of 36 felonies when the original charge was a misdemeanor. Oh, now it makes sense. Now we understand why some people got pardoned. Motherfuckers was turning misdemeanors into 36 felonies. Motherfuckers was burning and hiding evidence. We on that good golden milk today. Turmeric. It's a turmeric, ginger. I used to drink golden milk a lot. And I switched to my herbal tea. And we was out the other day and they had some golden milk. And I was like, I used to get it at Costco. I work in tech, right? And I'm a big guy. I'll be trying to, I was losing weight. At one time I was over 400 pounds. So the reason I know about all my Muslim American brothers and their practices is because I work with them in tech. So this is how I learned about golden milk, because my brothers, Muslim Americans. The key part is I'm a Negro American, Muslim American, Chinese American, American. We all brothers, man. I love my country. I love being American. And I'll tell you, my Muslim American brothers at work, they love being American too, just as much as they love being Muslim. And they would share and teach. We are a community. I know it's hard for a lot of people who are not in America to understand, but we are a community. We are brothers. We are united. JD comes in the chat as my brother. Brian comes in the chat as my brother. Huh? Who else? BD is my brother. The Mac Mizzle Show comes in the chat as my brother. Ignacio disagrees with me, but he's still my brother. Do you know we disagree and we still brothers? So my Muslim American brethren who I work with in my tech, making damn good money, put me on and hit me to the golden milk. I don't drink milk. A lot of black people my age are lactose intolerant. So my Muslim brother at work put me on to the almond milk and the turmeric and the ginger and and he said, we drink this every day and we always drink this and it keeps us healthy and long life. And I researched golden milk and I realized why it's called golden milk, because of all the health properties. I'm like, man, we live, in my last live, I said, in America, we are siloed. We live in a bubble. It's so much stuff that they are keeping from us. Man, when I started researching the golden milk and the properties, man, I'm like, I said to my Muslim brother, thank you, because I didn't know about golden milk. My teeth all yellow now. So I'm back on the golden milk. We back on the turmeric. We back on the ginger. We back on the hibiscus. We back on the nut butters, the nut milk, cashew milk, almond milk, cashew butter, cashew ice cream. That's my favorite nut ice cream. I like coconut ice cream, but I like the cashew. It's expensive, but I really like the cashew milk and the cashew ice cream. Cashew milk with your turmeric and ginger and pepper and spices. It's not just turmeric and ginger. This is peppery. This smells so peppery, but it tastes so good. When I made it, and I'm like, man, am I gonna drink that? Because I ain't had no golden milk in a long time. And I remember the golden milk, how it tastes. And as I'm smelling it, I'm like, man, this got so much pepper. It's so strong. Am I gonna be able to drink it? Man, this golden milk going down, boy. This golden milk going down. Like Grandma Mary, rest in peace, would say, I'm gonna have me a good bowel movement tonight, boy. I wish I had a laugh track. Hey, y'all let me know, man. Trump voids Biden pardons, including the J6 committee. How many people knew the J6 committee got a pardon? Everybody in the chat is rocking with my narrative, but who believes that a judge would need a pardon? Can somebody explain to me why a judge would need a pardon? We rocking it out, man. We rocking this thing like, ooh. We rocking that thing like. I love the fact what Brian said. That was poignant. That was a poignant comment. It was a lot of people who had a lot of good comments today when Brian said that judges have to physically sign a document, and it makes sense because what is a president? Judges and presidents adjudicate things. That's why the president has an authority to do a pardon, because a president is judge and jury for the. We elect the president to be. He decides. He judges whether or not we're going to go to war, whether or not we're going to have inflation, whether or not we're going to cut cutting taxes, raised. That's what the president is, a judge. That's what we elect the president to do, right? But remember what I said about whenever you have an electronic signature, you have an accompanying wet signature. I think for everybody worried about today is that what it might come down to is, was there ever a wet signature? It's gonna matter if there was ever a wet signature and there was only an auto pen. So the way you win this case is you say, yes, Biden signed with an auto pen, but before he left office, he signed the necessary documents with the wet signature. If we read Trump's tweet again, Trump says the fact is they were probably, okay, no, that's not the sentence I want to read. Okay, here it is. Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. And here it is. This is the part I'm arguing this morning. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them. And the people who did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those unselected, the fact is they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in the history. What else part I want to read? In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them. In fact, they were done by Autopen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents was not explained to him or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. That's some cold shit. So the accompanying documents, there should have been wet signatures to coincide, because we need to file them. I need a record. Okay, cool, you pardon your son. We need a record. It's part of your administration of all the things you did. You had bills that you signed into law. You signed those bills into law. We have Juneteenth because of Biden. Did y'all know that? Juneteenth is a holiday. This is one thing, that's another topic that we don't talk about and people don't understand. Black History Month just ended. And we are so out of sync as a community, we don't even really understand what Juneteenth really is and why people were upset that Biden signed Juneteenth into law as a holiday. It's not just a holiday, it's a law. Biden signed a law saying that Juneteenth was real and exists. A lot of black people don't even know what it is. Juneteenth as a law and a holiday, not just a holiday, he signed the bill, wet signature, and it says that slaves in Texas did not receive their allocated freedom that was garnered to them by the U.S. government for 2 years. And they were kept as slaves illegally for 2 years because they didn't get the news for 2 years that they were free. And that was illegal. And we used to celebrate our own holiday, but when Biden was president, he signed into law that this is not a folk tale, that this is true in fact, that blacks, the Negroes, were slaves in Texas. And those Negro slaves in Texas were freed, but they did not receive that news for 2 years. Their white owners knew that they should have freed them and did not tell them. 2 years went by. They understood that they were free, and white owners had to let them go. That became a holiday called Juneteenth. Biden signed that with the wet signature into law. It's not just a holiday. Remember when Biden was there and everybody celebrating Juneteenth and he signed something? What he was signing was not just saying a federal holiday. He was signing a bill. It's only a bill sitting on Capitol Hill. Well, I've been... He signed the bill, Juneteenth, he signed it. That's why it's a federal holiday. It's not everybody's holiday you can administer to it, but it's a federal holiday because Biden signed a bill. Now, when I say about these political things, I need people to understand what the politics is about. Like, it's not just a holiday. It's not just a day off. It's a bill. Well, what's the bill, Dennis? It's a law. That's what that song was. I'm only a bill sitting on Capitol Hill. It became federal law that Juneteenth happened, and because it's a federal law, it becomes a federal holiday. It's a day off of work for all federal employees, and anybody up under that umbrella gets a day off of work paid. A holiday. Holiday. Celebrate. To get to holiday. It's time to get to celebrate. It's time to get holiday. Just one day out of life. Holiday. Celebrate. It's time. Hey, you know, I done fired up a good time. I'm knocking lights down. I'm singing this shit. Hold on, man. Is it the golden milk or is it the golden bud? Which one is it? Is it the golden milk or the golden bud? I don't know, man. Holiday. So, Juneteenth became a federal law under Biden because he signed it. We already celebrated Juneteenth, but it wasn't a law. It was a bill in Congress, and they got Biden to sign it, and it became a law, and under that became a federal holiday. But the thing about Juneteenth and Biden signing that wet signature bill is that it's no longer a folktale. When you hear the story that I told, you have to understand that that is law. That is documented American history, that the slaves in Texas did not receive their freedom for 2 years, despite their white slave owners knowing that legally they had to relinquish them or pay them. Let's understand this clearly, because I'm going somewhere with this. The white slave owners in Texas understood by federal and U.S. law that the people within their caption, the people that they had captive, that they had to legally either let them go or pay them. The Bible, Easter is coming up. Let my people go. Pharaoh, let my people go. You don't understand what it's not just a holiday. What it says is those white slave owners broke the law. Those white slave owners illegally kept Black Americans as captives when the federal government had told them to relinquish them from your captivity or pay them. They are no longer your property. It is illegal for you to hold them as property. If they work for you on your property, you have to pay them. See, this is where sharecropping came from. Jim Crow. Because the white people didn't want to let go of their free labor. So you stay here, you keep doing what you've been doing, what your grandfather did, and enriching me and my people. And I'm going to devise an illegal substandard system, monetary system to pay you, called sharecropping, wherein which you basically stay enslaved to me and you work for free. The goal since slavery was stopped was those greedy, racist white men to keep free labor, convict leasing. The goal with the crime bill, back to Joe Biden, it's all about free labor. When we talk about California and the Eden fires and the majority of the firefighters being incarcerated, making $1 an hour, free labor, free labor, free labor. Juneteenth says that these white slave owners illegally kept people under their employ, didn't pay them for 2 years. So where am I going? Perfect. Why are you bringing this up? Why are you saying all this? My argument is the reason that people were upset at Biden signing this into law and this no longer being a folktale is that you now have legal recourse, and any litigious person, any litigious Negro American Texan would be filing an employment payment suit against those slave owners who illegally kept your great grandmother captive and made her work for free. You now owe back salary. This is why people were upset at Biden. You now owe back pay. When Biden signed that into law, There were white business owners in Texas who were upset because it gave legal grounds to sue for lost wages. I've never heard anyone say this but me. Whenever Juneteenth comes up, I always explain to people, I don't think black people even understand what it is because it's unique to Texas. It's a unique folklore that is now no longer folklore. It is now truth with Biden wet signature. I'm bringing this up because there is no wet signature with the pardon. We have a wet signature on Juneteenth being true. It's no longer just folklore because it didn't happen to all Negroes. It happened in Texas specifically. It was the Texas Negro slave. While other Negro slaves were freed 2 years before, the news didn't reach Texas. The Negro slaves in Texas still worked for free for 2 years. The white slave owners in Texas squeezed out 2 more years of free labor. Illegally. Not without, we don't have to go to reparations to say what they did was illegal because Biden signed a law saying that Juneteenth was true and that you should have either paid Dennis's grandmother or let her go free. So you kept her for 2 years when the federal government said you had to let her go free or pay her. So now you owe back wages and you broke the law. So now Dennis can sue. Dennis can sue for those back wages for those 2 years, and you know how you get the fill-ins and all that stuff when you sue. Well, the fact that you broke the law, he can compound the money in that suit. This is the doorway into monetary reparations because my next lawsuit would be after I win the lawsuit for you to pay me for those 2 years for my grandmother, my grandfather, my uncle, because my whole family worked for you on that farm. For 2 years, you owe me back pay for everybody in my last name and my bloodline. And then I would go to the Supreme Court and I would argue, if he owes me for these 2 years, my grandmother worked for him for 50 years. Can you explain to me why it is I'm not owed all the back pay? If it never was legal in the first place. The only way they can argue it is that, well, he legally owned your mother. He legally owned my mother. Oh, okay. So I have to challenge the fact that he legally owned my mother. I thought he couldn't legally own my mother. Okay, so I'm done. We had a good talk today. I just wanted to go there a little bit to show y'all a little bit about who I am and my background, type of shit I like to talk about. But Biden signed Juneteenth. I don't even know. A lot of this shit people don't even know. J6 committee being pardoned. You know what I'm saying? 1,500 people being pardoned. No wet signature. Why would Anthony Fauci need a pardon? Dr. Anthony Fauci, who said all these things that we're not allowed to talk about. Why would Dr. Anthony Fauci need a pardon? He was just helping people. He was just helping save lives. Think about this. This is the word. I'm not going to say sick or perverted. I don't know how to explain it, but I'll say spooky, crazy, spooky, crazy, hilarious, spooky, crazy, hilarious. Crazy, spooky, hilarious. We live in a world where a judge needs a pardon, the president's son smoked crack and need a pardon, and a doctor needs a pardon, and an 89-year-old senile man gives it. This is not fake. This is the real, and they wanted you to vote for that. They wanted you to approve that. You know, voting for the next Democratic election, that would have said you were okay. You were okay with a doctor who needs a pardon, a judge who needs a pardon, and the president's son who needs a pardon, and an 89-year-old senile man giving it to all three. You okay with that? For everybody arguing, fighting today. Why does a doctor need a pardon? You was okay. A doctor need a pardon. I know people gonna say, well, Trump was gonna go after him. For what? What did he do that somebody could go after him? That's the question. Why would a doctor need a pardon? Why would a judge? What are these judges doing? What are doctors doing? What are president's sons doing? We know what the president's son was doing. We don't know what Dr. Fauci was doing. We don't know why the J6 committee needs a pardon. Why do judges who put 1,500 people in jail need a pardon? We don't know why, because they got a pardon. We don't know why Dr. Fauci needs a pardon, because he got a pardon. We live in a world where a doctor needs a pardon, a judge needs a pardon, and the president's son needs a pardon. That's a crazy world. That's a crazy world. Darren Thomas said, pop them gems, big bro. Thank you, Darren. I kept y'all too long. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for watching. Make sure everybody, all the new people, subscribe, like, share. There is a super chat. There is a Cash App. Support the channel. Again, I would love your feedback. I know some people in the chat today disagree with me on the validity of these pardons. If you disagree with me on the validity of these pardons, or maybe you disagree with my altruism and my American pride. Maybe you disagree with people. Maybe you think a lot of people think America is over. So you may disagree with my pride in America, in the concept that all Americans from different races, creeds, and genders and sexes love each other and get along. You might disagree with that. Put that in the comments. Put that in the comments. Alonzo Hall just entered the building, man. Salute, bro. We about to get up out of here. So I'm just putting a request out there to the people on the request line to go ahead and leave a comment if you disagree. Alonzo Hall said, hopefully y'all catch and like the vid I'm about to drop. Man, go subscribe to Alonzo Hall, the social media insurance brother. He be educating the community on life insurance. And I know my brother do the taxes now. So anything money, finances, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my brother, Nameless the Protagonist. The name, I was watching your live, brother. I hope you see me comment in the chat. The Nameless Protagonist, Axiom 1 through 7. That was dope, the way you went through all 7 axioms and you got them bullet pointed, because these concepts, like I had a discussion earlier about comprehension. So these concepts are very difficult to comprehend. We had a discussion about literacy this week when we talk about the Department of Education. You know, there's something called financial literacy. You know, in the past 4 years, you've been hyper-focused on emotional intelligence, while brothers like Alonzo Hall, literally sitting back in his bin, smoking a fat joint, making his money, laughing. Because niggas is more focused on emotional intelligence than they are financial literacy, financial intelligence. Don't let me get started, because me and Alonzo do this shit all the time. We go back and forth making sure that the community, and it's not just about blacks, this is about the lower income Americans. That's how the Democrats played the game. That's why the Democrats got beat across the board. It's not because everybody Democrat and everybody Republican. It's because the situation in America, how people are. So when I talked about, think about this, I talked about illiteracy, right? And I talked about the white man being the largest group of people who are illiterate in America. Earlier, I talked to you about being out of sync. I said you could be out of sync with your significant other. You could be out of sync with your place of employment. You could be out of sync with your friend group, the group text. You could feel like you out of sync with the group text. You could be out of sync with your spirituality. We didn't talk about finances. When you're young, you could feel like you out of sync with your finances. And there's points and times in your life where you feel like everything is in sync. I'm making a certain amount of money. I've designed my life because of past losses to where now I'm set up in a certain way So I'm profiting myself. I learned from Nipsey Hussle. See, we didn't always have Nipsey Hussle to learn from. Nipsey Hussle is so powerful for all of us. Alonzo has this thing where his friend helped Nipsey Hussle, and he uses Nipsey Hussle as a bully pulpit. But Nipsey Hussle affected the young mind of Americans who feel like they should have a piece of the pie, right? This is across the board, male, female. I'm telling you, all Americans, all races, creeds, and background. We look at Nipsey Hussle, someone from an inner city, and his financial literacy, and all of us look at that and aspire to it. So you want to have financial literacy and set yourself up in a way where your life is profitable for you. Nipsey Hussle talk about mailbox money. Alonzo talks about his brother who helped him come up with the concept mailbox money. Having your money pay you. Financial literacy, financial instruments, financial tools. Me and Alonzo talk about this all the time. Like teaching people on a lower spectrum what financial literacy is, what financial tools are, what mailbox money is, how other people who not necessarily got to have a whole bunch of money, who may just have financial literacy, get their money to do things for them. So that's my brother, man. He going in on the chat. He said, I still brag about how you was talking with the other insurance folk. Yeah, man. Not only financial literacy, but behavioral financial too. Ooh. Hey, I think you should do more topics on that, because I think that's what Susie Orman, that's where the money is at. When you talk about that other bald head white dude, behavior finances, a lot of us need that. It's like the sugar. We all want the sugar. We want to buy the Temu. Like we see T-Pain on Temu Haul. I want to go to do a Temu Haul. But Alonzo, like, take that $15, that $50 and put it in investment, put it in life insurance. Your behavior with your finances. Oh, man. We addicted to the sugar. We want the sugar, man. I want to buy a new ass. I want to put my ass on credit. I want a BBL that I can't afford, and I'm gonna use a CARE credit card, because it's the way you behave with your money, how you understand money. Why not take that same that credit, that same ability, you have that same ability to garner that much credit, $12,000 to buy ass. Why don't you use that as an investment into your nail salon or this or that? No, it's the way you behave with your money. It's the same way how you eat Taco Bell. The same. I'm in here talking about golden milk. I'm in here talking about cashew milk. I'm in here talking about turmeric, because I believe it goes with today's topic. It goes about the topic about being in sync. It goes about the wet signature. It goes with the pardons. It goes about you understanding yourself as a citizen. Financial behavior. We talking about finance, because it's like emotional intelligence is so big. It's like the timeline will erupt about with some black people in the audience and a black man and a black woman discussing emotional intelligence. And therapy about relationships and emotional intelligence. That timeline will fire up on emotional intelligence in relationships, and how you have issues with your mommy and how you hate women because of issues with your mommy. But God dog, let Alonzo go live with some financial literacy and financial behavior. Maybe you don't want to buy life insurance. Maybe you don't believe in all the money and all this shit. Financial behavior affects everybody. You could talk all that shit, but your financial behavior affects everybody. Republican, Democrat, Muslim, Jew, Catholic. How you behave with your finances is real. And if you have intelligence on, like, do you know what to eat? Do you know what has high protein? Do you know what's good for your body? Do you know what has high glycemic intake? Do you know what has the right sugars, the good sugars, the bad sugars? It's the same thing with your money. This is why today, when I was talking about being in sync and out of sync, I was talking about depression. You know, you can be financially depressed. I don't want to make nobody sad today, but you can be financially depressed. I was talking about depression and people being sad and being in a dark place, and I linked it because we're going to talk about signatures and being in sync to being out of sync. Depression a lot of times lies in being out of sync with your finances It's a lot of times, because with finances, it's just like losing weight. You got to eat the same thing. You got to do the routine. You got to go work out every day. You got to eat the broccoli every day. You got to get the results. You got to put the hard work in. Summertime is coming. They be saying summer body loaded. Boy, I'll be working out every day. It's difficult every day. I would love to tell you that it'd be easy, it'd be fun. Man, fuck that. It'd be difficult every day. That same behavior is true with your finances. When you say, man, I ain't gonna buy that Starbucks coffee. Man, I ain't gonna go out to eat for lunch. Man, it's the way you behave with your money. And you can look around with the people around you, the people who have money, how they spend their money, and how they behave with their money, and how their life look. You can see those who are in sync and out of sync with their life and their finances. And sometimes even people with money try to use their finances to put them in sync, but that don't do it because it ain't about the money. So you using the money to try to put, I didn't went too long, man. Alonzo came in late. You don't do that shit, bro. Alonzo can't see it. You late. Oh, here we go with the late party. Wow, this is love. This is how the people who love you treat you. This is how the people, you know what I'm saying? It's closing time. It's closing time. And this clown, I think Ken, you know what, Ken? You know what? You know what? You good Gordon Gartrell. You good Will Smith. You good Carlton, two-stepping, woolly whopping, shoe loafer wearing, you good natural picking, soul glow having. I think you did that on purpose. You and Alonzo, both of y'all came in here at the last minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to close down. This is my real people. Alonzo Hall, Kansas City Red. These are my real people. They gonna come in at the end. They gonna come in, hit the like. Yeah, I bet Ken ain't even hit the like. Hit the like with your big funky foot at. I can't believe it, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say right now. I'm gonna take a sip of this golden milk. I tell you what, I can have a conversation, boy. I feel like I just be talking to the breeze, boy. I tell you, how you doing, Breeze? Breeze in the trees. It's the breeze in the tree. Cause motherfucker, they don't be listening. I swear to God. Hey, support the channel. Hey, what? No. 2 hours go by. 2 hours. Hey, salute. 2 hours. After 2 hours, you gonna salute that 2 hours. Oh, I wish Mama Shirley was here right now. I wish this nigga did not show up at the end of the ceremony. At the end of the ceremony, did you walk in? Did you walk in the sanctuary at the end of the sermon? This nigga then walked in the sanctuary at the end of the sermon. At the sermon he had the mitigated gall. You could have waited outside. No. He walked into the sanctuary after the sermon and was smiling at everybody like, hey, everybody. I made it to church. I made it. Woo. And grandma gotta look over there like, did this boy just walk in? No, he didn't. Yes, he did. Don't you come over here and hug me. And he gonna come over here and stand next to me. Oh, Jesus. Why? Woo! He could have just stayed outside. Now he gonna come stand over by me. I don't know you. This is why you give your son a party. Oh, Lord. He didn't walk in the sanctuary. He didn't. Okay, close. I can't close. I was about to close. I'm about to say I'm about to close it out. Put your hand on. I'm about to close it out. Y'all hear me saying my closing? It's closing time. I'm closing it out.